Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Horizon, where we are nearly at Landfall, Legacy's Landfall, where we, our little tech friend that we ran into at the Pathology Institute should hopefully be there to meet us. But we will see, because so far we haven't seen anyone.
It must be the entrance to Landfall up ahead.
Ah, there are people.
Hey. Is that her?
The living ancestor.
The diviner wasn't lying.
She looks
Hi.
peaceful enough.
Ancestor! You may approach.
Thank you.
This is Landfall, right? I'm looking for Alva.
Overseer Bohai ordered us to invite you before him should you approach. Please, come with me. Go. Let him know we're coming.
Shouldn't someone stay and guard the bridge? Just saying.
It's
Wow.
her. The diviner was right.
Whoa. Now that's what I call a ship.
Overseer Bohai. A stranger just walked through the gate.
I knew Alva would not dare lie. You do look like Sobek.
Is Alva here? I need to talk to her.
I will consider your request once it is determined what you are.
Oh.
A living ancestor, as Alva believes, or a threat, lurking in such a guise.
I am no threat, okay? Back on the mainland, your soldiers fired on me without warning.
So you say, infidel. None of those you engaged survived to bear witness.
I held off on your squad when...
Oh. Faro.
May I present our honored CO?
So, here she is. Our great mystery. Well, Bohai,
CO.
what have you divined?
CEO.
What is she?
A mystery indeed, my CO. How can she appear as Sobek, and yet know nothing of our ways? Are we to believe that a living ancestor was born to this wretched land? An ocean apart from the realm of the chosen? And if so, to what end?
That's Ted Faro.
I cannot answer. Only she can. But I warn you, no falsehood will satisfy us. Now speak. Why are you here? What is your purpose?
I'm looking for a place called Thebes.
Oh.
And what do you seek there?
Alva told me a little bit about what you're after. I guess you could say I want what you want. A way to heal the world.
As I suspected. Tell her.
We found Thebes, the final resting place of Ted Faro's secrets. It isn't far, but the way is closed to us. Machine attacks have cut us off from the site. Diviner Alva is there, along with a complement of diggers and soldiers.
Is she all right?
Our scouts tell us that a machine has our people pinned behind their defenses, but they're holding out.
Machines, huh? I can help with that.
Alva told us that you are indeed formidable.
But I have a few questions first.
We will answer what we can.
So, Alva reports to you.
I was chosen by my colleagues on the Board of Overseers to supervise data retrieval on this expedition, yes.
And you're in charge of the expedition.
He is far more than that. You are addressing the cousin of the Emperor of the Quinn. Heir to the vast holdings of the Great Delta, the first CO in 5 generations.
All she needs to understand is that I am the authority here, and my will is to attain the secrets of Thebes.
Mine too. You're in luck. What kind of machine has your people pinned down near Thebes?
A Thunderjaw.
Really?
We've dealt with them before, but this one is...
Tougher, stronger, and it has black armor?
Yes. How did you know?
Doesn't matter. Won't be easy,
An
but I can take it
apex
down.
Thunderjaw.
Then destiny shines upon us, as I knew it would.
If he's not Ted Faro, I'm going to be
now walks
amazed.
among us, and she will help me attain the secrets of Thebes.
Resupply here if you must. Then on to Thebes at the base of the pyramid in the ruins. We will follow when our scouts confirm you've cleared the way.
What more do you need?
I should get going.
Yes.
So we're not going to address the fact that he looks exactly like he looks a lot like Ted Faro.
It's true.
Listen to a rumor.
I didn't believe, but now I see. You truly are an ancestor reborn. A good omen if I ever saw one. I'm a scout for the expedition. Whatever I learn of this strange land, I will share with you. As is my duty to the ancestors. I should tell you then. My fellow scouts found ancient ruins west of here. They claim to have seen a relic of the ancestors inside, but couldn't find a way to
Aloy's just like,
retrieve it.
stop talking, please.
A living ancestor could discover a
Look
way
at her
others
face.
could not.
She's completely zoned out.
Maybe. If I find myself in the area.
Wow, she went full cross-eyed there.
The ancestors got it.
That was genuinely terrifying.
Okay. Off to the big pyramid to fight
No
the
security
Thunderjaw.
drone.
Another Cyclops drone. Gotta grab its data to reconnect with the dome back at the base.
There was a Thunderjaw, but I see no Thunderjaw.
Run, stranger! There's a
The machine will kill you!
There you are. I guess we're doing this.
He's a big boy. I don't want the ammo drop. Booyah! Okay. Things are dead. You can come out now.
built that machine?
Your CEO sent me. I need to speak to Alva.
By all means, then. Open the gates!
Hey, Alva.
Alva, I'm glad you're okay.
Oh, you got rid of that machine. But what are you doing here?
There's something inside Thebes that I need. I went to Landfall. I met your CEO. We came to an agreement, kind of.
There we go.
And you're going to help us get in?
I guess so.
My sound went
The
for a
whole
second
thing
there.
was a little tense. There's something off about that guy. And I don't understand what he wants from Thebes. I thought we found the data that your people needed back on the mainland.
That data will take us years to sift through. The CEO wants faster results. Aloy, you have to be careful. He's...
There they are.
Oh.
The legacy tells us that Elizabeth Sobek helped the ancestors cast aside all obstacles. And so it has been today.
You have been true to your word. I'm pleased. Thebes awaits us below. Shall we?
Quite an excavation.
Much of this was flooded. We had to pump a great deal of water out.
Not surprised it's a bunker on the coast. With no one that left alive to maintain it. Whoa.
Behold, the door to Thebes.
A door like no other.
Well, you're right about that. It's designed to open for only one man. Ted Faro.
But the legacy tells us that he worked closely with Sobek. He trusted her. Surely she could open the door, and so surely can you.
Not gonna happen. At least not from this side.
You said she was a living ancestor with Sobek's eternal essence.
If I may,
Yeah, something ain't right about him.
great as he was, did not build his palace alone. We know this from scraps of data we found, the ones that pointed to this location. And we found evidence of passages below. Maybe they were built to aid construction. Or for servants. We can't reach
Al
them.
was just like, that. He wasn't a
The
god.
land's flooded, and they're
He
too
was a
far
rich asshole.
underwater. But
Yeah. I can reach them. There might be another way in down there.
You see? With Sobek, there is always a way.
Then do what you must to get us inside.
This water's warm.
Oh boy.
Look at that thing. It's huge. It goes all the way down to the bottom.
Geothermal power. Clever. Near limitless supply of energy. How there is a hole. Oh.
Maybe a way in.
A pipe ruptured.
Yeah. This could get me inside. Okay. Looks like this tunnel leads deeper into the structure.
Whoa. Swim. Swim. Let's go faster. Let's go faster.
I have to find a way to stop that turbine from spinning right past it.
Dang it. Ah, open door. There we go.
There's gotta be a way to stop that turbine around here somewhere. Stop the turbine. Good. Okay, I'm inside, but how do I let the Quen in? Looks like an exercise room?
Oh. Voice log.
Here I am again, hiding in the gym, writing to stay sane in this crazy place. I can't believe Grigori's dead. Our so-called spiritual leader was fine yesterday, and then suddenly passed.
Okay, so things in the bunker didn't go well.
The living area. It's pretty big, too.
So obviously Ted Faro planned to have a lot of people staying down here with him. Oh. He basically arranged to have himself a harem for the end of the world. Okay then. Well, Ted Faro was that egotistical, so I would have put it past him. I have to admit though, these are some nice sized bedrooms.
I know everyone's reeling after Grigori's untimely demise. He was a deeply spiritual man who wasn't afraid to rip back the curtain and gaze where few men dare. I've asked Dr. Sumtow to, check on what happened to him. I'm sure he had...
Yeah. Untimely demise. That's key for...
Main door, so I can let the Quen in.
That's a code for, I know exactly what happened to it, but I'm not going to admit it on audio.
Look at this place.
Whoa.
It's pretty fancy for a survival bunker.
What the hell?
There, the door. Let's hope I can open it from the inside.
Most of Ted's women repulse me. They're like contestants on a housewife sim preening for hubby's attention. I think I know exactly what happened to this Grigori bloke. Ted Faro didn't like being the only bloke in a bunker full of women. Or not the only bloke in a bunker full of women. So he's just like, yeah, I'm going to kill off the other bloke in an untimely accident so I can have them all to myself at the end of days. And yet most of the guys who actually think like that will generally just end up in a bunker full of,
An emergency exit function.
celibate nuns, pretty much, because they just want nothing to do with it. Hi guys.
The door is open. Destiny is upon us. I knew you could do it.
What's going on?
The CO is preparing to enter Thebes.
He thinks there's going to be a paradise full of women in there for him.
Oh, why are you dressed like Ted Faro?
I am Pharaoh, renewed.
He's
My
Pharaoh's
essence
clone.
is the same as his. Across the years, across the generations, his soul is my soul. His will is my will. We are sundered in only one way. I need his final testament, his deepest secrets. And now that the door is open, those secrets are within my grasp. When I have them, I will be complete, as he was. I will have everything I need to save our homeland, and, as Pharaoh did, the world.
Okay. I think there's some confusion here about who Pharaoh really was.
No one knows better than I who he was, who he is. Me. The Renewer, greatest of the ancestors, the man who saved the world.
No.
And you understand, Sobek. You
His
are
assistant.
Pharaoh's
Oh.
harbinger, his assistant. Come, we will descend into Thebes together, as it should be. Bring her the raiment.
Raiment?
As he is Pharaoh, you are Sobek. For an occasion this momentous, shouldn't you wear proper business attire?
Oh, hell no.
Whoa. No, 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 no. No, I am not wearing that. No way.
You will wear the proper attire to mark this moment.
Or what?
It is said Sobek valued life above all else. Is this true?
Fine. I'll wear your raiment.
He's a psychopath. Just like Ted Faro. She's still got her arrows.
Excellent.
But where's her bow? She's got arrows, but no bow. Make you look like a human porcupine.
Look at
that
this
is a bow.
place. The grandeur.
Pharaoh's domain.
Because this is encouraging.
Somewhere in here, Pharaoh left his secrets. Let's go find them.
Looks like the emergency exit function unlocked this door too.
Guards behind to cover our exits.
Indeed. Let it be done.
Really? Really? Well, I suppose he would need a giant underground bunker the size of a temple for the size of his bloody ego.
I think this way might lead down.
Excellent.
didn't wake up this morning, just like. Corruptors. I think Ted Faro's got those corruptors active. The stupid thing is, it was Ted Faro who killed humanity. It was his arrogance, fucking about with the Zero Dawn protocol, that caused all the machines to go haywire in the first place. Ted murdered important people who worked on Zero Dawn. Oh.
Wonder if Faro had a footbath in here. I've always wondered.
There will be no further discussion of
So hey, this is weird.
Yeah, I tried to warn you.
Yeah, sort of.
I'll explain everything if we survive long enough.
Those corruptors aren't,
threatening.
degraded.
Statues. The guardians of Faro's domain.
Yeah. They're active.
Those aren't statues. Look out!
Get the CO out of here.
Guess it's just us then.
Bloody cowards.
Turn us around. Battle!
I've had enough of corruptors. Had enough of them in the first bloody game. What are you doing over there? Here's me trying not to die to corruptors, trying to record a video, and she's just like, now's the perfect time to do the dishes.
Thanks.
It's like I was trying to record a video. Clang, clang, ping, ping.
He has decided to return to the surface. A wise choice. We can't afford to lose any more diviners than necessary. So, no more delays. We must proceed.
Bloody cowards.
Yes, that looks like the way.
How the hell are the corruptors still active down here? Here we go.
What is that? A reclining throne, attached to some kind of apparatus. I wonder what it does.
I wouldn't sit in it.
An impressive setup. What is it for?
I'm sorry, CO. I don't know. My focus can't read the data here.
What about the living ancestor? Is the data lost to her?
You really are a prick. You're nearly as bad as the real Ted Faro.
Scan the device, if you will.
Medical chair.
Made a minor adjustment to the gene therapy regimen and added a new cocktail to treat the symptoms caused by the mutations.
Mutations?
Hopefully, there will be some stabilization after the next treatment. God knows what Ted will do to us if there isn't. The early results were so promising. No signs of aging, no cellular degeneration, but now...
Oh,
if only I had access to my old lab in Bangkok, or my old colleagues, or my old liquor cabinet. Stop it. Got to stay positive. For Kenya.
You saw something. I could tell. Did the data explain what Faro used this device for?
I think he was undergoing treatments to live longer. A lot longer.
Really? Could he still be alive?
Don't be foolish. If he were alive, he would have kept his essence. It would not have been passed down to me. Remember, he was the renewer. Of course, he would have stopped at nothing to grasp the secrets of life and death. But not for himself. Everything he did was for a new beginning. For us, for the Quen. And for his true heir, me.
Oh God.
You know, I'm starting to think you're right. You do have a lot in common with Ted Faro.
I
You
knew
go
you
for a
would
start.
see. In time, let us continue. His secrets await.
Why do I get the feeling I'm going to have to fight my way out of here?
Is that a small office? For a minor functionary, perhaps?
She turned around and said, no, this was Ted's. He was very minimalist.
Jeff.
Yeah, you stay down there, you poncy bastard. I'll go ahead and get all of the good stuff. Nope, sorry, the bunker was empty. Pay no attention to the wealth of treasures I have in my pockets. I'd laugh if Faro is alive.
Maybe I can access Ted's files from here. There. Omega clearance. Got it. What do you have to say for yourself, Ted?
Somtown's dead, along with his kid. Found him on the floor of his office this morning, holding hands. Must have poisoned themselves. I never would have put them to sleep. She was just a girl, for Christ's sake. I offered them life, and this is how they repaid me, by leaving me all alone. But I guess I've been alone since this whole thing began. Alone in bearing the burden. For the past for the future.
Same old Ted. No matter who dies, he's the one feeling sorry for himself.
Liz's future. Liz's children. Someday they'll come, and I'll be here to greet them.
Excuse me?
Some tell said my aging has stopped altogether. If anything, my cells are replenishing faster than normal. I just need some time for the mutations to calm down. Time. And energy. Some test that the reactor can give me what I need to grow strong again. To get my shit back together. So I can greet the kids. They're gonna need me. My advice. My guidance.
Oh boy.
And then I won't be alone anymore.
Faro's secrets. Are they here?
Not the ones you're looking for.
Then they must be in there.
Don't want to go in there, buddy.
Trust me. You don't want to go in there.
Are you mad? I haven't come all this way to stop now.
I think you're about to meet your ancestor, buddy. Something out of Fallout or The Last of Us.
At last, Pharaoh's legacy is mine. Is that?
It's him.
Burn it to ash.
Wait, no. Pharaoh has it rigged to melt down if...
Kill them too. No witnesses.
Fuck you!
Pharaoh rigged the reactor to overflow if he dies. We have to run.
Oh. Oh, so the heavy machine gun guys are on our side. Sorry. Sorry, I was shooting at you, buddy. Oh boy.
Hurry, sire.
Just shoot him, melee.
Come on. Out of my way.
What a dick. Sorry. I really shouldn't laugh at that, but it served him right. That served him right, I'm sorry. But
Soldiers, above us!
Opening fire! Over here! Finish her! Damn it!
Don't stop, come on! We're almost there! There's a door! Keep going!
I'm hoping Alva just, like, teleports next to us. God, it is.
Are you okay?
What happened?
We found something that will help. Not just your homeland, but everywhere.
But where's the CO?
He's gone. I guess you could say he gave his life to help us attain the secrets of Thebes.
I see. You must think I'm eminently stupid.
What? No. No.
The CO was an entitled egotist who twisted our beliefs into a sickening, self-serving fantasy.
Oh.
And you expect me to believe he sacrificed himself for scraps of data? It's time for the truth, and it better be convincing. Otherwise, I'll simply order these soldiers to open fire.
Hold on. You're right. To be honest, the CO screwed everything up. He brought Thebes down around our ears and died like a gutless coward. But we really did find something down there that will help your homeland. If I can take it and use it. Now, if I have to, I will fight my way out of here, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can just let me go. And then take credit when things start to improve.
Success certainly does sound better than failure. It seems then that our destinies are intertwined. Landfall is open to you. If it will help your cause, you may come and go as you please. But Alva must join you and report back on your efforts.
Fair enough.
Thebes is of no further value to us. Obviously, we're going back to the flotilla. Alva, I expect your reports to be thorough.
I could have gone worse.
I thought he was going to have us killed. And instead, I get to join you.
Glad to have you. But you're going to need a little help to reach our base. Varl, I made a new friend. I need you to meet her at the Quen Ferry and escort her back.
On it. Can't wait to meet her.
Trust me, you'll love it there. Varl will give you a better focus, and all the data you could ever want. Head to the ferry. I'll join you back east as soon as I can.
A diviner must follow the truth, wherever it leads. I'll see you there.
Now that I have Omega clearance, we should have what we need to capture Hephaestus. But before I head to the ferry, maybe I should stop by Landfall.
The tour went well, I
With the
take it.
CO gone, maybe more Quen will be willing to talk.
Was she talking or exhaling? I don't know what she was doing there. She's like, there we go.
Looking around the island too.
Got my armor back. Speaking of which, can I upgrade anything? All of my pouches are upgraded. What do I need to finish that off? An Apex Slaughter Spine Heart. Oh god. As if normal slaughter spines weren't scary enough. Okay, monkey, that's a little weird. Do I return to the base? Now, I can explore the rest of the island off video, which I am probably going to do. I've got some side missions to do there. I like recording like the missions and that, but in a way it's nice to be able to play the game without having to be worrying about having the availability to record. And plus it makes it easier trophy hunting. Let's see if she made it back.
Aloy, you think we can talk?
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
There she is. I hear you found Thebes. How was it?
Maniacs, lava, what's not to like?
I'll remember that next time I go traveling.
At least I got what we needed to trap Hephaestus.
Good thing I got my gear ready then. Oh, before I forget. Here. Something to commemorate our mission. We did good together.
Yeah, we did. You look tired.
Ha! You never want to hold back, are you? I've just been making sure that I got everything down for this mission of yours. I don't want to be the usual screw-up out there.
You'll do fine, Errand. Bet you're used to that focus by now.
Well, I can hit machines in their weak points. I guess that's something. I wish
Yeah.
all the other data was as easy to deal with. To be honest, it's hard to understand half of what's on there. And then the other half reminds me, this isn't a fight you can win by just waving a hammer. Which is kind of what I do. But hey, that just means I gotta study harder. Make myself useful.
Just give it time. Have you spoken with Alva yet?
Yeah, when she's not reading the archives like a giddy kid drinking her first ale. She took to that new focus quick, that's for sure. I gotta say, I'm a little jealous. But I can see why you two hit it off.
I should get going.
As soon as you want us heading out to those cauldrons.
I'll give you the heads up.
From the look on your face, I'd say the mission was a success.
I got Omega clearance. Is everyone ready to head out to Cauldron Gemini?
As soon as you give the word.
Did Alva make it here all right?
Our new Quen friend. The moment she laid eyes on the archives, she jumped on them like a long leg.
Sounds about right. Now that I have Omega clearance, we can grab Hephaestus and finally have the advantage over the Zeniths.
Can't wait to see their faces as they stare down a bunch of charging Thunderjaws.
Better them than us, for once. You feeling okay?
I was just thinking about Beta and all that time spent with the Zeniths.
Obviously, Alva in the background.
Make a person just to lock them in a room to use when needed, like some sort of tool. Elizabeth Sobek sacrificed herself for the world, and yet they have no trouble treating Beta like a slave.
Another reason we have to stop them. I should go get...
Of course.
Aloy!
Right to work, I see.
There's just so much. I mean, we knew of artificial beings that served the ancestors, but Gaia? Oh, she's amazing! And you, a true reincarnation of an ancestor. Genetically speaking, of course, not like the, late CO. And there's more ancestors out there. Returned from beyond the stars.
Yes, and they want to wipe out the world. There we go. Of course, they tried to kill us, which is not great.
Eric Visser is with them, which is disturbing. And then there's Hephaestus, and...
Okay. How about we take it one step at a time?
You're right. I also owe you an explanation for everything that happened at Landfall.
Back at the greenhouse, you spoke of knowledge forbidden to your people.
Diviners are meant to seek out the truth in the legacy, and many Imperials sponsor them in the hopes they'll find something the Empire can put to use, thus gaining favor with the Emperor. But the Board of Overseers claims certain truths are detrimental to the stability of the Empire.
So the truth about Ted Faro.
Discovering one of our revered ancestors ended the world. That is why Diviners are only allowed to access segments of the legacy. Only Overseers can view it all. It ensures that any heretical data can be contained and retrieved before it can spread.
What happens to Diviners who break the rules?
I never had the courage to ask.
You said you owed me an explanation for what happened in Thebes. I'm listening.
Right. I'll start at the beginning with the CO. He was an Imperial, the Emperor's nephew, in fact. As such, he sponsored many Diviners to search the legacy for anything that might help the tribe, and himself. He took a special interest in anything related to Ted Faro, whom we consider the greatest of the ancestors.
Ted Faro, revered ancestor. That's tough to take.
I know better now, of course. Anyway, the Diviners discovered that Faro spent a great deal of time in San Francisco. In fact, many of the most important ancestors did. So the Emperor's nephew convinced him that an expedition across the ocean might solve our most pressing problems. If only we could find the right data in this fabled city. Perhaps we could roll back the floods and storms that threatened our people. The Emperor declared that all the tribe's resources be poured into this endeavor. Dozens of ships were built, scouting missions were dispatched, and the Emperor's nephew was named CO, one who wields the legacy for the good of the Empire. The living embodiment of Ted Faro, the Renewer. It may seem strange now, but for a time, we really believed he would save us. We had no idea just how perilous the journey would be.
You were idiots.
I need to get going.
All I need is the plan Gaia told me about to capture Hephaestus. It will help set things right.
I hope so.
Should do.
Then I will do whatever I can. I promise.
Right, so obviously our next step is to talk to Gaia and let her know we got the Omega clearance. So I'm going to end this episode here because I've got a feeling it's going to kick off next time. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the video and subscribe if you want to see more content like it. As always, there'll be a link to the full playlist in the description, and I hope to see you next time.
Apparently it
Adios.
tastes worse the longer it takes.